So it's September 12th, and this is my nuke setup in case of a nuclear strike. I'm expecting the nukes to be mild. Mostly, the biggest damage would be the fallout and EMP strikes, disabling the car. And I say it's only that small probably because I saw the attacks on the weapon depot in Ukraine, and I think that's what the average intercontinental ballistic missile power is. That's my point. Anyway, so what I got is I got a solar power, I got a battery pack to charge, I got my knife and gun, I've got some fruits, I've got a double bag filled with laundry, and I've got some seltzer water, some water supplies. You got a life straw, then you got the ingredients to make chlorine dioxide in the bottles to put them in and give them out in case there's no water for everybody. Some sweatpants, sweater, and then I got some cereal, some tea, some energy drinks, I got some soup, beans, candy, seeds. So yeah, that's my setup. And I also wanted to show you the progress on the trees. The seedlings didn't make it. It was too hot inside when I put them inside. It got to 100 degrees. It was too late by the time I noticed. That's one reason I could think of. Another reason it would be maybe even cutting them off like that. It doesn't work with chestnut trees. It works with marijuana, but maybe not works with chestnut trees. As far as this one though, this one started growing, so this one's gonna make it. And this one, it's a little bit bigger, but the leaves still haven't come out yet. As far as the water, I've noticed it runs out of water on hot days, and I gotta put in water, but when it rains it fills back up. And for my cats and pets, I've got some water running. I'll leave the cats here. They could eat the mice, and the mice can eat that. And the cats got their own food. I cleaned up a little bit, opened this place up. This is where I wanted to grow my stuff. And I got a bunch of fruit. So yeah, that's the plan in case of a nuclear strike. I got my dinner. I'm heading off to work. And so the plan at work is that if I hear a fire alarm, I'm gonna run. We're gonna run outside to the car and drive off into the opposite side direction of the wind I'm going to look at the weather report, see which way the wind is blowing. I'm going to go to the opposite side of the wind, and then hopefully find a building that wasn't smashed down and go into their basement for 2 days, because I heard radiation is the worst for 2 days after that. Okay, but that's the plan. Heading off to work. Good luck. I want to also mention for today's video my chlorine dioxide project. I want to get the ingredients, I wrote them down over here, and have them pre-mixed with the instructions and the bottles, so that I can provide the community with clean water in case of an emergency. So there's only 2 ingredients, can't be that hard. So the first one I want to do is the salt crystals, because it's dry, and I'm only using 1 measuring device. 1 spoon, 1 cup. One measuring device. Okay. Instructions say 140 grams. So turning this on, putting this cup measuring device, well, it's a cup measuring device, and I'm going to tear it out, so it's going to be 0, and it's going to be 140 grams. Look at that, it's just about a cup. Just under a cup, how about that? Is it a coincidence? I don't know. I got this information from Colin. I'll link the video in the description. He's a homeless guy I found online. He banned me. And he used to be a religious Buddhist monk. And I'm suspicious of him because I think he uses the metaphor language like it's nothing, because he doesn't warn the people about it without formalities. Oh, where's my pen? I think I left my pen outside. Okay, what I want to write on here is that I need to mix this with distilled water. I'm going to get some distilled water. I need 360 grams. 360 grams distilled water. 140 grams flakes, and this mixture is 6 to 9 drops per gallon. Meaning, once I get my 360 grams of distilled water, which I'm assuming is going to be about 2 cups, based on the weight of this, although I could be wrong. How much grams? I see ounces. Let's see. I can look it up on the internet. Okay. Cup of water, 2 grams. $237. And I need 360. One cup of water is 237 grams. Okay. So 360 divided by 237 equals 1.5. So 1.5 cups. So if I did not have this scale, I would need a little bit less than 1 cup of flakes and 1.5 cups of distilled water. And I'm not even sure it has to be distilled water. I don't know anything about this. If you know more, feel free to tell me. My experience is with hydrochloric acid. I have a lot of experience with this. I have 2 years of working in a lead recycling plant, and I know they really don't want to any of the people to give out any trade secrets. But what I want to say is that I used to walk around in puddles of it. It would seep up into my pants. We would just wash it down with a water hose. I even had one person who thought it would be cool to leave splatter marks on his shirt and let it burn on his shirt. But he was only there for a couple days. That was part of the reason I got fired also, because I didn't want to wear the apron because it was so hot. It was unair conditioned. I said I would rather just wash it off rather than have it go on my apron, because the apron, it would still get into my clothes, the edges of the apron. The acid would get into the edges, and I'd have to wash it off over there. And then whenever I wash it off, then it goes into the bottom of my pants, and then it would soak into my... It was so stupid. Can't believe their safety guy... Oh, maybe he was afraid of insurance or some bullshit. No, insurance is a fucking scam. Especially with like the testosterone bit. How the hell is testosterone not covered by insurance? If there was universal health care, it'd be covered. But if it's not universal health care, then it's not covered? That's not fair. Not really. Well, unless they're trying to say, oh, it's bare bones. It's only the bare necessities. But then you wouldn't need to go to the doctor for anything. You only go to surgery. Okay. Yeah, I'm in a little bit bad mood. I feel like that's a good thing to express, because it's also nearly a nuclear Armageddon. Today, or it might even be tomorrow, like the movie The Day After Tomorrow. This is my funnel. I know that you're not supposed to, according to Colin, you're not supposed to have metal near these things. I don't know how true that is. But I do know that my manager died there when I was working at the lead recycling place. And he wore a biochar face mask. And I think that only made it worse when it comes to this stuff. Because, for one thing, I know biochar raises acidity, so raises pH. So maybe that whatever the thing is inside of the biochar that raises pH could transfer through air as well, like ionizing air or something. Like the same way how you, the lifting devices without propellers work. It ionizes the air and there's propulsion. So that's one issue with biochar respirators. But the second one that I see is that it doesn't stop the vapors. It will stop the lead particles if there's like little bits of lead. But even then, I don't imagine a face respirator catching the atomic level. Well, maybe it will, because it's lead. But if it's acid, I don't think it will stop the acid. And I suspect, if there's anybody watching from that company still, or that union, to check their urine pH at least. They never checked my urine pH while I was there. And I think that might have something to do with it. Maybe this affects urine pH. I don't want somebody else to die like my boss did. I don't know what killed him. He used to be a tobacco chewer. He used to chew tobacco. Maybe that killed him. It's not necessarily this stuff. Because I had it all over my clothes for 2 years. And ice arrived. But the lead, I heard lead makes bones softer. And then I had something in my back flare up again. Ooh, look at that. Makes me think I should have brought a fan. There's vapors in that, all right. Okay. Alright, so what's the ingredients for this? We got 1 cup of acid, specific acid. It is hydrochloric acid. And 7 cup distilled water, and that will be 6 to 9 drops. 6 to 9 drops per gallon. So if you didn't catch that, there's 2 parts, not 1. And once I get the distilled water and add the distilled water, and I have it written how much I need so that I don't have to rewatch the video, I will need to put this mixture into one, and then this mixture into another, dropper, and then get 6 or 9 drops of one. So what I would do is I would take my dropper. I got droppers over here. I'll take the dropper and drop 6 to 9 into this cap over here, and then open up this one and also put 6 to 9 drops and let it mix into this little cap. And when it mixes, I also remember from what he said, it will take just 5 seconds. I wrote it down here also. It will be 5 seconds and it will turn yellow. And that's how you know it mixed right. I can feel the acid burning in my throat a little bit. And then if it takes more than 5 seconds, if it's 30 seconds to a minute, then you know the proportions are off. So once I have this mixed in 5 seconds, then I take my gallon of water, of dirty water. No, not that. No metaphors. Less metaphors. Well, you can imagine, I got a cup of not the cleanest water, with bacteria. That's I might as well say it cleans. The way it cleans is by cleaning the bacteria. It doesn't get rid of pH if it's too sour or if it's too basic. It doesn't get rid of that. and it doesn't get rid of heavy metals or pesticides or any kind of medicine. Like for example, if I take the stream water that I have over here, it has runoff from the farm and it has pesticides in it. It won't get rid of the pesticides, so there's still cancer risk from that. But it won't. But it should get rid of any viruses, like living things that evolve. The camera cut out. I also wanted to say that you're welcome to contribute your thoughts in the comment section or video format to let me know how you feel about the current situation and my interpretation of it. And another interesting thing I'd like to know is how are you preparing for the possibility of nuclear World War III. Some expectations I imagine from people would be, well, obviously I'd go and fight. I could understand that. But I don't want to do that because I don't feel that passionate about it. At least not for now. And I don't know how I would feel about it if I already had a family and then it started. Then I would maybe I would have. But it's just like, it seems like a bet, a big bet. At the moment, at least, it's more of a bet rather than pure honor. Anyways, I have been. I also want to mention I have been working out lately, and I'm feeling good about it. I've been doing, instead of like 30-40%, now I'm doing like half of it. Like a solid half of it. I still have to pause a lot, but I don't pause the video, I just pause myself because I want to still have entertainment for the rest of the day. And as far as money, that's a hard one because I'm in a corner. I might get arrested because of my testosterone order that was caught, at least by the airport. And then if they arrest me, and then I go to jail, then I might lose my house because I haven't paid taxes in a couple of years already. And tax evasion, I think, is illegal. I do plan on paying it this year. It's just that I had a series of unfortunate events. Fired. This was a whole bunch of stuff. And I don't know if they're going to take away my house because of it. Especially if I keep flexing on them by putting it off, by buying things like testosterone or a gun even. I bought a lawnmower instead of a gun because I felt like I would be breaking the law and they were harassing me constantly. I don't know if that's motivation, really. Because you must be really fucking pissed off to make people mow their lawns. Or just out of your mind crazy. It's hard to imagine why you would make somebody mow their lawn. that threat of government force, which is basically, you better fucking mow it. I still feel that there's a cloud of acid. Okay. Yeah, I'll see you at the weekend, I guess.